Hello everybody, welcome to Nintendo Pow Block here on Boss Social Media. I'm your host, the enlightened, excited Eddie V. Joining me is the one, the only bossman himself, Mr. Corey Dirrig. Hello, good sir, yes!
Hello, Ed. I'm very excited to, it's almost the end of the year, man. It's the second last episode of the year. We talked about maybe doing some stuff during the break, but, this is it, man.
We'll see how things plan out.
Look, I really want everybody to take a big break right now because, I think this year was nailing down consistency with everything, and next year is like, let's do the thing, and I feel like we all need a break, and I feel like I need a break. Which is nice because I actually have, like, between this and work, I'll have about 13-14 days off. So,
yes,
it'll be nice.
And definitely when you went on break and like really there wasn't no shows that kind of went live or anything, I don't think we had any complaints. I don't even think nobody was worried or anything. And it was good to see you being able to relax and everything when you was on break.
Yeah, the thing too is like I don't think I talked to anybody on break. I think I messaged you like 2 or 3 times, but like I was like, I'm not talking to anybody right now because if I start talking to somebody, I'm gonna have to go do something, and I don't really want to do something.
I think me and you talked through the phone and everything, through text and everything. But that was pretty much it. I mean, you sent me some pics of food. I think you had a burrito. I think that day, one of the days. I think you had a fatty fat burrito.
Yeah, I had one for my birthday, so that was fun.
Okay, so yeah, I mean, and I think that's the kind of like relaxation, that. And everybody, by the way, look at Corey's Nintendo Pow Block hoodie. Like, it's just so good on you. It looks so good on you. And you guys can go to Boss Social Media, check out our store if you guys want to acquire one. It's nice and warm and cozy, and it'll be a good gift for Christmas.
Yeah, get your Christmas gifts in. If you order right now, you can have it by Christmas. They promised.
Yes.
So, I don't know. I'm not promising you'll have it by Christmas. I'm saying that who do we run our store through? T-Public said you will have it by Christmas. So.
Yes. I mean, you're playing Switch. You're playing some great games from 2023 or, some past games. Why not, have a good hoodie in this cold season? I would say cold season, not snowy season, because we don't got no snow yet here in the Midwest.
We had snow, I don't know, a few days ago, actually. Not anything like, oh my gosh, no, but it was snow.
Yeah.
There was snow on the ground. I had to clean my car off. And here we are.
And everything. So Corey, I know I messaged you about my tire getting changed, and that Thursday I went in to go like get it fixed and everything, and kind of find out that they only had one tech that was working, and he said it would take 3 to 4. So I went in Friday, because I had the appointment. They seen it. All the techs were there, so they were busy. So they was able to fix my tire. Actually, give me a new tire, and I was able to drive Marshmallow. My sister called Nate as Christian my car name to be Marshmallow because that's the color that it is. And so I was just like, oh, Marshmallow, you're driving so good. So hopefully I get a weekend off or a Saturday off. And I'm gonna hit Jesse up and to go see him. And then soon hopefully be able to drive and go see Larry up in South Bend and stuff. Now that my tires are fixed and everything, got my oil change, all of that. Like before the year's end, I do want to go see people that I haven't got to see in a while. definitely South Bend. I want to go on a Sunday, uh, and go to Evo Chat and get our breakfast there. Get some bomb food because I miss their food on Sundays. That's one thing I love about South Bend, Indiana. Of course, I love Larry and Zoe in the film. But man, just eating some of the South Bend food, it takes me a while not to eat food here in the No Go in Chicago. So yeah. And then of course I got to see Jesse. I miss when I brought him and
I
everything.
miss Jesse. He messaged me a couple months ago, and then I just never got back to him, and I kind of felt bad. And then I
Mhm.
just got busy. I miss Jesse though.
Yeah.
I hope he's doing all right.
Yeah. He's doing good.
I
He
guess I could just
really
message
is.
him and ask him how he's doing. That would probably be the more
Yeah.
human thing to do.
So shout out to our third co-founder,
Yeah,
Mr. Jesse. Um, but yeah, car the car is good and everything. I'm still watching my budget. Didn't make it to Aldi's to get the pizza rolls, which I'll probably have to do tomorrow, or Monday. Uh,
oh man, let me tell you, man. When we get to Snack Tendo, I smashed some today.
Ooh, good, nice. So, and everybody who's watching this, happy Hanukkah to all of those who celebrated. I believe, was it Thursday or Friday the start of it, Corey? I
It was
think it
Thursday
was
night.
Thursday night.
Yeah, it
Okay.
was Thursday night, and then we had Hanukkah dinner tonight. Which, let me tell you, Hanukkah dinner is literally just fried chicken, a salad, and latkes. Which, if you don't know what those are, they're really delicious. They're just giant potato pancakes, and let me
Mm-hmm.
tell you, man, sprinkle a little salt on those suckers. Oh, I think I had like 8 or 10 of them tonight. So good. It's
uh,
Saturday. I can eat whatever I want. Everybody, it's fine.
that is true and everything.
I
So,
might have a milestone to talk about next weekend.
ooh, nice. Um, yeah, so that's kind of like with my car situation and everything. So kind of just gotta watch my budget. I am going to try to do some Christmas shopping like next week, but once again gotta watch my budget. Some of my families might not get their stuff until like next year. Just gotta work things out and everything.
They
But
can wait. It's fine.
the way that our work schedule, my work schedule is going, I might have another Christmas shop and then some. But that's for another story. Corey, how you been doing? How's your weekend, man?
Um, it's fine. I mean, I took Friday off, so I still had, as of like Tuesday, I still had a week of PTO for work, and I only have
Oh,
only had 2.5 weeks left to work. So I took Friday off. I'm taking next Friday off.
hmm,
And then the following week, I'm taking the week before Christmas. I'm taking Wednesday, Thursday, Friday off. So then I'll just go into the weekend and be off the week of Christmas, and then go back to work on the second.
okay. Uh,
So
so that
that's kind of
okay.
nice.
All right. Okay. I see. I see how it is. Because I think what next week would be like the last week before Christmas, or just the second week of I think it's the second week of December. Next week.
um, let's see. Next week is next. There's for me as of this recording, there are 2 weeks before Christmas.
Christmas, yeah.
So because Christmas is 2 weeks from Monday, which by the time this comes out will be yesterday. Um. So yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Okay. Yeah, man. Christmas Eve on a Sunday and Christmas Day. We're gonna get hit bad on Christmas Eve,
yeah,
um, and everything.
yeah.
So
Sorry about that, man.
everybody got to get they like party gifts and stuff. But it is what it is. But is that all, Corey?
Um, is that all? I think so. Maybe. Um, I'm gonna say yes. I'm prepping for our move. Uh, so because I think the last time we recorded, we hadn't closed on the house yet, and so we did that.
Yeah.
And I I built an entertainment center, which is sitting directly behind me that you can't see. I built
Well,
two. wall mounts for
Oh,
the TVs.
so they did come in.
Yeah,
Is
e-
it
ev-
okay?
yeah, it's all in. I built it already. It's a little bit smaller than I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be a
Mm-hmm.
little bit taller. My PlayStation doesn't stand up on it.
Oh
My PlayStation
no!
5, although I don't really care because I don't use it anyway, so it might just go in the corner and be sad. Um,
But you
you
still gaming
know,
on the new TV or the latest TV, I should say.
oh, no,
Ah,
dude, this TV right here, this new one.
those dude, I want to come down to your house and I want to sit in front of it because you was sending me pics of it. I'm like, ooh, I want to just bathe in the lights of this TV, the cleanliness of
Oh,
the
dude,
graphics and stuff.
let me tell you, man, the graphics look great, and I also bought the those LED lights that change colors, right?
Yeah.
And I think it looks really nice. It needs to be against a wall that's not a red wood paneling, uh, so you can see the lights. But man, do they look good? Do they
Ah,
look good? I would say so. I got the 40 nano leaf lights, which are really good. I think, and you can go between. They have 1D, 2D, 3D, and 4D settings.
yeah.
1D is just like one color that you pick, right?
Uh-huh.
It's just one color that you pick, and it stays that color the whole time.
Oh,
2D,
okay.
the 2D lights will pick the color that's on the screen the most that it can
Mm-hmm.
detect, and then it'll change colors, but it'll only be one color. But it
Ah.
depending on what's going on the screen depends on what color they pick, or the screen picks.
Mm-hmm.
The 3D basically just is kind of, it's just like, okay, so it's dark over here, so we'll choose the dark colors over here, and it's bright over here, so we'll pick the bright colors over here, and that'll dynamically change. And the 4D one, each individual light will change color depending on what is on the screen. And like it's just a more enhanced version of the 3D lights, but I actually think in the setup that I'm currently in,
Yeah.
the 3D setting works the best so far. Uh,
Well, nice.
but I love them, man. They're awesome.
Huh? Well, Corey, let's get into Snacktendo. And what have you been snacking on, Corey?
Oh man, what haven't I been snacking on? Okay, so today for lunch I had a ton of pizza rolls. I'm gonna have some after the show tonight, actually, by the way, because I have some work to do. Um,
Mm,
so after the show tonight, I'm gonna be making me some more pizza rolls. And then Hanukkah
nice.
dinner, we had latkes, which was great, and cookies and homemade donuts,
Ooh.
homemade powdered donuts, which are like a staple for Hanukkah also.
Mm-hmm.
So those are really good. I had a piece of fried chicken. I'm not a fried chicken guy, Ed. I'm just
Oh.
I'm not. Like wings are one thing, but I don't really count wings as fried chicken, even though it technically is fried chicken. But people know what I'm talking about when I say fried chicken, right? I hope so. You know the difference between fried chicken and just wings, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
uh, oh, geez. But it's kind of what I've been stacking on, really. Uh, man, those latkes are really good, man. I gotta tell you, they're so good, so good.
Well, for me, I had store sushi on Friday.
Mm,
I literally told the our other manager that because I ordered my food from Chipotle, and I was just like, look, I'm running to Chipotle to pick up my meal. I already know when I come back, you'll be ready to go stuff. So I'm gonna run down the street, get my food, and can get out. Chipotle was like packed. It was really good this time. I didn't get the regular chicken. I kind of got I cannot think of it. It's another kind of chicken that's just like almost shredded in a
mm,
sense. Um and everything that's like very tender, so I ate that. Um I see we have some new candy at work for Christmas, so I gotta pick some up and try it. So our king size Mars candy, like M&M's, Twix, Snickers. They were for $2 this week. So I've been eating like a whole bunch of like regular Twix and everything, because it's just like, for me it's like $1.70 with my discount. So I'm just like, shoot, this is a better deal than just getting a regular Twix bar that's for just like $2 and some change. So I definitely been eating a lot of Twix and stuff. Not every day, but just eating it here and there. Uh, had a cranberry Sprite, which I actually think is kind of the best of all of the Sprites. Like I feel like it's cranberry, the regular Sprite, and then like a little bit of the Sprite lemonade, in a sense. Until whenever we get some other flavors that they decide to mix up. Um, had a visit from our district manager, and we got to talking and everything, and she blessed us with a $25 gift card. So I'm like, ooh, I should use this. I haven't used it yet, but I did order Domino's and got a chicken parmesan, and then I got the bread bites, the little bread bites, the fluffy ones. The must
Mm.
was good, but I had to have marinara sauce, because when I was eating them and like by himself, just trying it out, they're a little bit dry. Like there's no seasoning, there's no taste to it. And just like, no, I need flavor. So I had some marinara sauce. So Domino's was like uh king that night for me to eat dinner and everything. Um, but yeah, but that's kind of what I've been snacking on. Uh, Hopefully next week when I go see my doctor, he checked my finger. Like I said, I'll be going to get my ramen bowl. I might get sushi too, to go and stuff, but I'll see how that goes. But yeah, that's what I've been snacking on.
Nice.
Everybody. So
Nice. Um, there's something else I was going to tell you, but now I kind of forget. Oh, I do have something else, Ed. So
yeah.
I've been asking my wife when she goes to the grocery store during the week to get me something that's like kind of healthy but microwavable, since it's getting cold out.
Mm-hmm.
And like for lunch, I'm really tired of eating like turkey wraps and like, cold things. And I really
Yeah.
want something hot but microwavable and kind of healthy. So she bought me these chicken pitas. It's just
Ooh.
it's just like chicken, cheese, and some sort of sauce inside.
Mm-hmm.
And they're not super healthy for you, but they're low in calories, which is the main thing I'm looking at when I'm trying to,
Yeah.
do this thing. And I tried them on Friday for lunch. Dude, so I had two of them. I could have eaten the whole box.
Oh,
They're only 180 calories a piece.
no, that's not bad.
So I had two of them for lunch, and they were they were really good. So
Oh,
kudos
nice.
to that. Except sometimes I think if you over microwave them, you can see
Uh.
the cheese just turn into plastic. I mean, it's microwave cheese. What do you want from it, right? I mean, but it was still pretty pretty good.
Oh, which reminds me, I had a Mexican pizza from Taco Bell.
Oh no. Did
It
you
is
eat
so
that on the toilet?
delicious.
Because you should have.
I didn't know. If I eat anything that where I'm going to be sitting down, it's going to be that Ben and Jerry's, because I had Ben and Jerry's, uh, strawberry cheesecake ice cream. Yeah, that did my stomach in, and I'm gonna leave it
Mm.
at that.
Oh boy.
So it's a world of goo too.
Oh, I did not need that.
So, uh,
Thank you for that, Ed.
but everybody, it's now time for Play with Power. Corey, I'm gonna start with this one
Fine.
because
You're
I love
mean.
playing. Um, I've been,
Nope.
like I said, I heard you. I've been replaying Control 2. I mean Control on Series X. Been enjoying it there. I am still playing Vampire Hunter. Uh,
Survivor.
Vampire Survivors. Goodness, I think I did it again. Uh, unlocking some more stuff, and uh, there was something. I think there was a bug or something was happening. So I was playing it, or I had cut it on, and it started unlocking about 15 achievements that I got like 2 weeks ago.
Hmm.
And I was just like, what the world? And this is on
That's
Series
a
X. I'm
yeah.
like,
That's
this
a
is weird.
Xbox does that sometimes because I did that for Gears one time where like I didn't play it for like a year, and then I went back to play some of the multiplayer at some point, and I had like 10 achievements pop, and I had no idea what they were for or why I was getting them, and some of
Hmm.
them were like story things that I did, or like when you pick up the collectibles, this many collectibles or whatever.
Yeah.
Oh, I know what it was. I the Hive Busters DLC came out, and I went back to play that. Is when I played it again, and I don't know, man. It's just weird.
Oh, okay. Yeah. But I did start up Super Mario RPG. It's easier this time. It's like, and I think this remake is the way to play this game. It's the um because it's not as awkward as it was on Super Nintendo. The battles are not too long or too difficult. It's like they adjusted the difficulty balance in this game. There is some timing mechanics that kind of need to be learned and everything, but it really is a great game. Like I could see why I got like 8s and 8.5s and 9s and stuff. I haven't really given it uh a definitive kind of my personal number, like, or Yoshikoi a review scale. I haven't really given it that. Um but yeah, I think I'm like, this is the remake that we needed for this game. And I'm glad that they did do it. So I am enjoying it. Yes, everybody, I will get to Sonic Superstars. Um I just it's just you know it just keeps forgetting me. It's like literally right here in the plastic, and I need to unwrap it, put it in, and play and stuff. But I am enjoying Super Mario RPG. So hopefully, and I hear it's not a long game, about 25 hours. People been being it. I'm like, oh, okay, that's not too long for a role playing game. Everybody. So I am definitely looking forward to playing more and enjoying it. Um, Great music. Definitely want to hear with headphones. And stuff. So yeah, that's what I've been playing with Power. I'm going to have a longer list next week, everybody, because I'm finally going to be playing the Black Friday games that I brought, and I'm looking really forward to a lot of them. I'm going to try to give them an hour and a half to play. Definitely, probably Sunday, I'm going to be installing everything, so that's going to probably like take a while to
Hmm.
get through. But like once all the installations and updates and stuff is done, then I'm going to like really get into it and playing with stuff. I know David has been replaying or started playing Redfall, and he's enjoying it. I told him, I'm like, you're playing the updated version compared to the original version and everything. I know I need to reinstall it and play the updated version, the 60 frames per second stuff. And just see how and it's more of a feel thing for me than it is in completing the game, because I beat it single player for it and stuff. So um
Yeah.
yeah, that's I'm whilst, before I move on, Corey, or I hand it over to you, I am moving pretty quickly in Control and stuff. And I think it's because of the shatter gun, which is the shotgun in the game. Um, it's more easier to use. And like I said, with that frame rate and stuff is being improved, and I'm not like hurting for energy and stuff. Like, it's the game is challenging, but it's not challenging. Like, I just died once today while playing it, so I'm just like, okay, this game doesn't feel hard, but it's probably gonna get harder later on and everything. So, but everybody, that's what I've been playing and stuff.
Nice. So I guess that means it's my turn, huh? Um,
Yes.
so for me, I've been playing um So I started Super Mario RPG, and I wasn't like, I mean, it's cool. I like wasn't ready to jump into it, so I kind of put it down. And so the two games I've really been playing recently, Ed, uh, besides Destiny and the new season, I'm not going to talk about that here because, um, I'm sure people that only have Switch or prefer Switch are tired of hearing me talk about Destiny. But the new season started and it's pretty good. Um, although the things surrounding Bungie right now is not so good.
Still
Yeah. I mean, do you want me to tell you real quick? I mean, so
from
so the layoffs, right?
yeah.
We kind of talked about the layoffs a little bit, or we had a discussion about layoffs, and it was Bungie was part of the discussion.
Mm.
Um, so they missed their quarterly earnings or their yearly earnings, I guess, by like 48%, which is why the layoffs happened. But the layoffs also happened because there's a clause in their contract with Sony to stay quote unquote independent from PlayStation
Hmm.
that if they miss their sales goal by a certain amount and they don't have enough, like they didn't make enough money coming in, Sony could take over Bungie and eliminate the leadership there.
Was that why it was trending on Twitter a couple of days ago?
Mm-hmm.
Cause I know we didn't chat about it or text about it. We're gonna probably talk about this offline, everybody. But it's just like I wasn't on Twitter because I was working, and I hopped back on it at like around 6 or 7 o'clock, and Sony and Bungie was trending, and everybody was talking about Sony owning Bungie, and just all of this other stuff. I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
what the huh?
Yeah.
I was lost and confused because
Yeah.
that stuff I did not know. Like I didn't even see like no one like I don't know if there was a story written about it or if someone was like who got laid off was snitching their mouth off and telling the tea and giving us the tea. I don't know anything about that. I just know that it was trending on Twitter.
Yeah. It was trending, and it was kind of weird. The whole first half of Tower Casuals last week was um about that. If you're interested in what's happening, the first 25 minutes of Tower Casuals last week was all about that. So
Mm.
yeah, it's crazy, man. Like if they have another, and like the thing is like with the player count trending down right now and the final shape being delayed, they're gonna have another down year. So uh there could be some major changes at Bungie
Changes.
6 months from now, 8 months from now.
Well, like I
And
said, but
the Bungie as we know it, for better or for worse, may be gone uh in terms of the leadership there.
I do we yeah, we're gonna talk this offline because I literally feel like someone at 343 Studio or Microsoft is calling. Someone is putting in some paperwork or signing ads be like, hey, ex Munchie people, we got some positions. I don't know. Like I said, something we could talk about on offline.
Yeah,
Go ahead,
I
Corey.
do want to say one more thing though. Like the way Bungie has operated since Halo 2 came out, you know, with like especially in like the realm of the community and just kind of being open with their player base and
Mm-hmm.
everything, like that's going to be a huge hit to that studio to the point where like that I mean if there's a Sony takeover, there's a possibility they could just become another studio that makes games and not like the personality driven. I mean, they already are winding down the personality driven stuff because they got rid of all their community people. Sadly, um, a couple of them of which I am friendly with, just being in that community for so long and talking with them. But like, man, it's rough, man. I feel so bad for the people that got laid off, and like, I don't feel bad for leadership because they made some pretty poor decisions, especially over the course of COVID, right? I mean, they were
Yeah.
trending up at COVID. Witch Queen came out. You know, people were hyped, all time high player count. you take some risks, but they made some pretty bad risks, you know. Also, in my opinion, there doesn't need to be 1,200 people working at Bungie for one game. That studio needs to be like on the high side, maybe half that size.
600.
Yeah, you know, I mean, I know there's like PR and accounting and marketing and all that kind of stuff, but still, like, you don't need 1,200 people for one game and now 2 games, right? I mean, theoretically, they have 4 projects in development. One is a mobile game. One is Marathon, which needs a full team, right? I will say like
Yeah.
a full team of like 150 people, probably, right? At least. I mean, it's a multiplayer extraction shooter. I don't think you need a team the size of Destiny, but like 100 to 100 and 120 people probably on that game, right? Uh, I don't know, man. It's rough over there. I'm going to stop talking about it now because I'm sure Nintendo fans are getting annoyed at Destiny. So, uh, I have been playing, however. I like how I said I wasn't going to talk about it, and then we talked about it for 8 minutes. So I picked up Pikmin 4, Ed.
Yes.
And I've been playing that. So I played through the whole demo like in maybe August or September or something, and I loved it. But just our financial situation and trying to figure out, you know, are we not buying a house, and holidays coming up and us planning a vacation for next year, like I've been really avoiding purchasing games recently. I have to be 1,000% sure that I want to purchase that game, and at the time I think I'd already pre-ordered Mario Wonder, so
Yeah.
Pikmin was kind of out of the cards for me. But I got some gift cards for my birthday, and I ended up getting the $100 ticket thing where you could get 2 tickets through the
2
eShop for
games.
$100, and then you can get 2 games, right? So
Yeah.
I got Pikmin and I got Mario RPG. So I gotta tell you, man, Pikmin 4 is sorely underrated, I think. I mean, the Game Awards gave it an award for best sim and or best strategy or
Strategy.
whatever, which it's well deserved. That game is amazing. My only complaint, and it's a minor complaint, and I understand it's a mechanic of the game, but the day night cycle is too short.
Mm-hmm.
I think it needs to be. I think it needs to be like 5 minutes longer than it is. And I know it stops when you go underground, and I know it stops in certain segments of the game, but like,
Yeah.
yeah, I think if you're just exploring the world, it needs to be a little bit longer.
Cause I know I haven't stayed. I know when it'd be like, oh, do you want to leave because it's about to hit nighttime? I'd be like, yes. I haven't stayed like overnight and try to fight the enemies and stuff. Like I haven't did that yet.
Oh, I haven't either. It keeps ending. I'm not far enough in the game to do that yet, though. I don't think.
Okay.
But it's an amazing game. If you've never played a Pikmin game before, I actually think this is a great place to start.
Mm-hmm.
Also, 1 and
I
2,
agree.
the 1 and 2 pack is $50 as well, so you could probably get that too. But if you have not played before, this is a great one to jump into. There's no story to catch up on, right? What story that's there in Pikmin is from probably Pikmin 1, and they do a great job of catching you up. And basically, Captain Olimar is missing, and you're out to find him in this strange new world called Earth. So, yeah, I mean, it's an incredible game. The graphics are great. I think the mechanics are great. I love how the blue Pikmin freeze the water now, and like,
Yeah.
you can use that to solve puzzles. And I forgot that from the demo. And I'm like, how do I get over there? And then all of a sudden, I'm like trying to throw my Pikmin across to have them try to pick something up or whatever. And my blue Pikmin fall in the water, and then it has that little Pikmin counter. It's like, you have 6 out of 20 Pikmin to do this thing. And I'm like, oh,
And I
right,
had to call all of them back. And the thing about it, because it has that little Metroid kind of going back to it.
yeah,
So because I had to get further into the game to get more blue Pikmin and stuff. So I could get blue and white ones. So that I could freeze them and stuff. and I had to like build them up, so I had to keep going in the dungeon and and all of that stuff. And I what I love about it is that time, yeah, the time part is a factor of the game, but the like day to day, like they don't judge you for that. So like you could spend as many days as you need to 100% areas and stuff. So
Hmm.
that's what I truly love about this game. Like time is not a factor that you don't have to worry about in this game. I do gotta ask you, did you listen to like the title music? Like take time to listen to the title music.
Hmm. Yeah, it's the music's really great. I mean, the music's great throughout the whole thing, right? I mean,
Yes, but
I love it. I think it's great.
it's just
I
like,
think Pikmin's great.
yeah, it's just the title music is just so superb. Mwah, it's just so good. It literally is so good. Like I could just see them doing a orchestrated like tour of Pikmin music and everything. I'm just like, man, that intro. Okay, Ochi. Thoughts? I don't know you like. I know you played from the demo, but like, have you been able to evolve Ochi and stuff to carry the
Yeah.
Pikmin and everything?
Yeah, so I can carry Pikmin, I can jump, I can charge. Um, I think my charge is at step 2 because there's like Ochi has a skill tree, right? And so
Yes.
as you do certain tasks or complete different things, you get little Ochi coins and you trade them in for moves, right? And you
Hmm.
know, I mean, it's a very generic kind of skill tree, right? Where like this move has 3 steps, and step 1 needs 1 Ochi coin, step 2 needs 2 coins, and step 3 needs 3 coins, right? Um, so I'm really enjoying Ochi though. He makes everything great. I just got Ochi to learn how to swim, which is I'm like, oh my gosh, this is going to be such a lifesaver in certain situations.
It is
Uh,
it's so, yeah. Once you see like all the Pikmin on him and he's swimming, it's just it looks so good. And I think that's why I said like I don't know how much of Miyamoto's hand was in this or ideas or whatever, but I was just like, this feels like a Miyamoto game. And when you go underground, it feels like a Zelda dungeon that Miyamoto designed, the Miyamoto and the team design. And so so that's why when I talked about it previous Nintendo Power Blocks, it made me miss his design and hands on and his creativity in games. Like I miss that part of Miyamoto had, his creativity being into a game.
hmm yeah,
Oh, I cannot stop gushing about that game. I love Pikmin 4.
yeah, I love it. It's so great. It's so great. I hope everybody gets to play that at some point.
Yeah. And
So if,
that's, yeah, and
go ahead.
that's why uh like, that game was made on Unreal Engine. And that's why I was just like, dang, I wonder what Nintendo could do with the Unreal Engine. Just like here and there for their next console if it's very powerful. What can y'all do? Cause I just feel like, yeah, what y'all can do with Unreal Engine is gonna make a lot of developers question how the heck did y'all do this?
Yeah, I mean they do great with Unreal. I mean Yoshi's Crafted World was in Unreal also.
Hmm.
So Unreal 4 though, not Unreal 5, which
Yeah.
I mean I mean, judging by Arkham Knight, it can barely run Unreal 3.
Oh.
But that's the thing about Unreal 4 and 5 is that they're extremely scalable, where Unreal 3 was really made to push the limits of the current generation,
Hmm.
and not very scalable. So we'll see what the next console holds, right? But I think Nintendo did a great job with Pikmin 4. And then the last game, Ed, a return to Disney Dreamlight Valley. New expansion, $30 expansion, A Rift in Time is here. Also, there's a Little Mermaid event going on right now, which is weird because it's winter time. And the it's an aerial based event, right? And there's a Christmas costume in there of Ariel, but if you complete the whole their version of the battle pass, which I think is called the Star Path, is what it's
Uh-huh.
called.
Yeah.
Um, if you complete this version of the Star Path, you get a Frozen One Elsa skin instead of, because like in the game she's in her the final form from Frozen 2 in this game. That's her like main skin, I guess.
Hmm.
You want to call that. And so I missed the Halloween season.
No.
Well, I played it at the beginning. I'm like, I'll check back in later and finish it up and do it. And then I missed it. It ended last week. I totally missed it.
Ah.
Uh because there are cool skins in that too. There was like Pirate Donald and
Uh-huh.
uh there's a couple other things too, like costumes for the characters, and I missed it. Stitch had a costume, but A Rift in Time is the new expansion, and it introduces a new island that you can go visit, which I think is, I don't want to say, the thing is that I just want the area that you're in to get bigger.
Yes.
I don't want new places to go. That's what the realms and the castle are for, is like you go there, you do a quest for these people, and then they come to your island and you give them a home there. Whereas this Rift in Time is a new island that you go to, and it's kind of just as big as the area that you're in. It's like a second space to play in.
Yes.
But what it does is, like, Jafar is the villain of this quest line, and you go there and he finds some treasure that creates a rift in time and pulls in um I mean, it pulls in some Disney characters, like Rapunzel is there in this expansion. Gaston from Beauty and the Beast is also in this expansion, and there's a few others that I haven't unlocked. I haven't unlocked anything yet, because you to unlock this space you have to finish the main quest, I think. And if you don't, if you can get there without finishing the main quest, I haven't found it yet. Uh, and I'm still on the last quest because I didn't do a lot of the friendship missions yet for
Yeah.
characters that are required to do the last quest. So that's kind of what I'm working on now. But they also introduce multiplayer, and you can visit your friends' islands from across consoles and play
Oh,
spaces.
nice.
Uh, I did not turn that on because I don't want people coming in and messing up my island. But that option is there, and you can have friends come in and like help you grind for materials and build up your island and that kind of stuff. So,
It is sitting on my Switch, and I need to get back to that game.
oh man, dude, the Xbox version somehow got even better looking. Uh, I have the game on both consoles. Also,
Uh-huh.
I don't know if you have, like, if you have a cross save. I don't know if you buy the expansion on one console, if that says, "Hey, I bought this on Xbox, will it transfer to my Switch as well?" I do not know.
Yeah, you might have to look it up. I know Nintendo, or I think Disney might be just a Disney one, but they're promoting Dream Night Valley.
Hmm. On
And they have
Switch,
like,
yeah.
yeah, they have that girl. She's making a dress, and then she just sits down. The color changes. She start playing on the Switch,
Hmm.
and getting ideas. At the end of it, it shows where assistance is all available for. I was
Hmm.
just like, oh, I'm like, that's kind of cool. Like, this is a Nintendo themed commercial, but they're just showing this is available on everything.
Yeah, I would say if you're really into Animal Crossing and you're a Disney fan, you
Hmm.
should really consider playing this game. It's it's a little bit, I would say it's a little bit easier in terms of grinding than Animal Crossing, in my opinion. But there's also adventure quest type quests in it that make the grinding more bearable, I would say. Like,
Yeah.
if you're not into grinding, like, this game kind of take makes the grinding fun, where like, oh, you need to do this quest for, I don't know, you need to do this quest for Scrooge McDuck. You need to go post these signs to tell everybody that his store is opening. Oh, you don't have enough materials to make the sign, so you got to go find the materials to make the sign. Then you go craft the sign, and then you can put them anywhere you want on the island to go. And then when you go back to Scrooge, he gives you a reward. And as you grind for materials to, open the store and make it like, I think each building has either like 5 or 6 steps to upgrade.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
And if you do that, he gives you a reward. You get a discount in the store, whatever. Also, if you have Xbox Game Pass, I would buy your premium currency there because you get 20% off of your premium currency. So like, well, maybe it's 10% off your premium currency because the biggest pack of premium currency costs $50 and it costs $45 on Xbox for me. So if you are planning on buying it on both, it is on Game Pass as well. So you can try it out there if you have Game Pass. The premium currency does not console switch though. So if you want to buy premium currency, you have to use it on the console that you purchase it on.
Yeah.
So I buy all mine on Xbox because it's cheaper. I spend it and then go back to the Switch.
Because all that information transfers.
Yeah. If whatever you buy with the premium currency transfers over, it's just like whatever's left over on your currency itself does not.
That's not. Yeah. Okay.
So I'm like really I have so many games to finish on break, and it wouldn't surprise me if this would be the game that I just sit and play on break because I don't care about anything else.
Yes.
I'm sure because I'm not going to be on Boss Rush podcast on the next episode that's recording because of my work's Christmas party. And I'm sure that LaRon and Stephanie and Pat are very excited to not hear me talk about Disney Dreamlight
Valley. Yes.
So,
well, everybody, it's time for you know what, Femi news. Yes, Crash. Corey.
Yes,
take it away. Yes.
Yeah. So here's the thing, Ed. I'm gonna read in the news. I'm going to ask you what you think of the news, and I'm going to go get some water because my throat is dry.
Okay.
Those latkes had a lot of salt, so I'm just letting you know. So the news is going to be a little different this week. What we're going to do is it's all about the Game Awards. So what we're going to do is we're going to talk about what was announced at the Game Awards in relation to Nintendo.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to talk about and then after that, we're going to talk about the awards that Nintendo won. And then we're going to talk about, whatever else we feel like we want to talk about. We also have a few questions about the Game Awards. So we might move those questions up to Family News just to kind of like keep the topic on topic. And then we'll answer the rest of the questions in the normal question block slot. Although I think all of our questions are Game Awards related, so we'll get to those. If we have any others on the way out, then we'll read them there because the Discord question thread is still open. So, all right, Ed. Our the first announcement that I want to talk about is how hard Sega went at the Game Awards, announcing
good googly moogly. Did they go hard?
I mean, they had some the Atlas stuff there, right? But this is Sega proper, and they announced, this is what they announced at the Game Awards. If you missed it, they announced a new Jet Set Radio, a new 2D Shinobi, which I thought was Mark of the Ninja for a minute, a new Golden Axe. I'm like, why are they announcing Golden Axe? A new Streets of Rage, a new Crazy Taxi, and then at the bottom of the announcement it just says "and more," which means they're really revisiting their back catalog to see what they can squeeze out of that stone, Ed. And you and I are both 16-bit Genesis fans, Dreamcast fans.
Dude, I go back from the Master System days. So, with this announcement, and everybody, I'm gonna have to rant on this one. So please forgive me. I love Sega. Like I said, I grew up with my brother who was the Sega fan in the family. So I played Black Belt, the Ninja, um, Double Dragon on the Master System, Outrun, Zaxxon 3D, Shinobi. I actually beat on the Sega. Before I beat it on the NES through Tengen. Hang On was a game. Safari Hunt, Gangsta Town. Like there was and many more that I played on the Sega Master System. And like pro wrestling, Rocky, which I got my tail whooped. Me and Corey was talking about Rocky a couple of days ago and everything. But there was so much that I played on the Space Harrier, Monster Boy, and the Wonder Boy and Monsterland. Um, Sega has so much rich history with their IP that I hope they tap more into the Master System stuff. Because, yes, they have great 16-bit games. They have phenomenal 32-bit and Dreamcast and Saturn games. Like, Sega has a history over 50 plus some games that they could go in and bring out, popular or not popular. We seen that Amy with Streets of Rage 4. We seen Dragon Pen Zoom come out. The chance that Xbox got that Fantasy Star Online, which looks beautiful in execution. So there are chances that we may finally get Fantasy Star 5. We may get Shining Force coming back. We might get some stuff from the Sega CD. Who knows what Sega is doing? But they knocked it out of the park at this Game Awards and stuff. Questionable about some of the games in the way that they look, but Shinobi looks
Dude,
phenomenal.
Shinobi looks amazing.
That animation, dude, I was just like, oh, Sega came to play.
That 2D
They got
hand drawn stuff. I wonder who's developing these.
Yeah, I wonder. I could literally say that if they're doing the Konami route for some of it, like if .mu is making the Shinobi game, I could see that happening. Or they go to some other people like and to work on their games while some of their studios also work on some of the other franchises. I could see that happening, dude. That Shinobi had my jaw on the floor. I had to rewind it a couple of times to be like, wait a minute, what is this? Oh, this 2D style. Oh, this animation is that animation is fluid. Not fluid, everybody, with a D. Fluid with a T. Cause it looks superb, phenomenal. Streets of Rage and Golden Axe, um, they're in beta slash alpha stage, not alpha, beta stages in development. So I hopefully they get it a little bit better. We'll probably see something Sonic down the line, but I think they're gonna hold off on Sonic because he just came up with a game. I could see
Well,
them kind of doing,
Sonic's not a dormant IP from them either. I mean, Sonic's their biggest
yeah.
thing.
Yeah, but like I could see probably another Alter Beast, but maybe 2D
Hmm.
and everything. Like kind of like Konami's Metamorphic Force and stuff. I could see that happening. The Ninja from the Sega Master System core that I was talking about, was like a top down shoot 'em up kind of thing. So I could see that happening. Black Belt was beat 'em up on a screen where you jumped high and got Chinese writing to like make you stronger and everything, and then you had these one-on-one battles and stuff. I could literally see that coming back for it. Hang On. I love Hang On. Of course, Hang On had so many iterations and stuff, but that was kind of like the first racing game from Sega. Was
Hmm.
Hang On? I think it was before Outrun came on because I played Hang On first, which is the motorcycle thing, motorcycle racer, and then Outrun, which was the car one and stuff. Um, I mentioned Double Dragon on the Sega Master System, Zaxxon 3D, Space Harrier, coming back. Like Space Harrier, I could see that Space Harrier need like a 2 player. I'm sorry, it needs a 2 player. I know I was playing the Space Area 3 on the Sega Genesis on Switch Online, and I was having a ball with it. And I was just like, I love to see this come back, but this needs a 2-player game, 2-player style into
Mm-hmm.
it. Like, and there's just other games that Sega had that like Gunstar Heroes was a game from Treasure that Sega published. Like the stuff that a lot of developers that were making games for Sega that published it, dude, yes. Give me that Disney Illusion. Uh the Mickey Mouse Illusion. Castles
Castle
of
of
Illusion.
Illusion and
Dude,
Worlds of
give
Illusion too. Give me some new
I
Illusion stuff.
I need a remake and I need Dot Emu to touch it. I don't need whoever did that Gargoyles mess. Because I heard that Gargoyles game wasn't good. But if Dot Emu, Disney, and Sega could come together to remake Castles of Illusions, bring it.
Mm-hmm.
Come get these coins, you companies. Uh so yeah, I sorry I had to rant on about that, but I was so excited that they are doing this. And I think Sega said something because I think Sega did a survey about this. Say, what do you guys think if we went back to some of our classic games that haven't had like a lot of sequels or follow ups?
Mm-hmm.
And I think they got a great response to it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, and I have to give it to Atlas. I think Atlas has made a lot of money for Sega for a lot of this to happen.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think. Man, Crazy Taxi looks so good. Sorry, I was rewatching the trailer while you were talking, and
Uh,
I think Crazy Taxi is the one I'm most excited for. But I love how like they're playing whatever they're playing, and like when it goes dark, you just see the Shinobi arcade machine light up behind them, and you hear the classic
uh,
Genesis Sega sound.
yes.
Oh, I love it so much, man. I love it.
Sega. Yes.
Oh.
So they Sega Sega clown.
Mm,
That's all I can say.
yeah.
Like,
Also announced, Ed. This is something you're excited for. World of Goo 2 got announced.
yes.
I like. I remember playing this a little bit right when the Switch came out because they had ported it. I think it was originally
Mhm.
on Wii. Uh,
Yes.
and they like the WiiWare shop or whatever, right? That was a WiiWare
Yeah.
game, and it's like this weird gooey construction style puzzle game. Uh,
Yes.
well, I mean, I don't have any thoughts on it particularly, but what do you like about it? I mean,
Because it was something different. It was one of the first PC developed games brought to Switch for WiiWare, for WiiWare, and it it got a lot of love because it's still like the World of Goo is still like an underrated game for a lot of people, but people who did play it really did enjoy it, and seeing that you know Switch is a perfect system to bring PC games to it. I love the fact that after all of this time that the game is getting recognition and there's an actual 2 coming out because the I think the developer kind of felt like they wouldn't be able to make a part 2 to this game because of the low sales and everything. But I think uh over time I think they got expired, got some funding, probably did some research, and they decided to get the green light to make a World of Goo 2, and I'm super excited. And this one looks more story based. Like it has more of a focus on the story, and I'm excited to see it because I think now in this gaming sphere, um I think there's a lot of people in a lot of communities that will support this game, pick it up and play if it does well. So I'm just happy for them as a team that they got to make a sequel to underrated classic.
yeah, I think it looks cool. Sorry, I was muted, everybody. It looks cool. I'm interested. I don't know. I don't know. I will maybe try it out at some point. That's my promise to you is a big fat maybe.
It's, I will say this. I think if it ever got like a World of Goo, the first one, I think if it ever got a physical copy, like a limited copy kind of run, I think it would sell out. I think it would do well in
I think it
sales.
did. Did it not? Didn't Nicholas do it?
I don't think so. I don't know. Nicholas also is bringing out another game. Uh, that I just seen that I got to pre-order.
Let's
Uh,
see. World of Goo did get a physical Switch release.
it did.
Uh-huh. Um I'm trying to find the
Hmm.
Super Rare Games put it out.
Ah,
Super Rare
okay.
Games number 27, World of Goo for Switch. It is sold out. It came out. The physical copy came out. Doesn't say when it came out, which is weird. It should probably say that.
Then it must have been a low key
February
one.
27th of, it doesn't say the year. It just says, must have been like 2018 or 2019 or something. Yeah, Super Rare Games put it out for Switch at some point. Sorry, I don't know what year. The official Super Rare Games website product page does not give you a year. It says release date 27th of February. And they made
Oh,
4,000 copies of it.
ah,
So there you
okay.
go. Yeah. Also announced, Ed, there's one more major announcement for Switch at least. Electronic Arts is bringing a new EA Originals title, uh, Tales of Kinzera Zao is coming. It looks like a kind of like this. It kind of looks like an action platformer style game. It
Hmm.
almost reminds me of like a fantasy version of that new Prince of Persia game that's coming out.
Yeah.
It looks cool. It comes out on April 23rd of 2024. What do you
That
think of this game, Ed? It looks cool.
it looks pretty cool. I love that the creator, he came out talked about his African roots and games that he played.
Hmm.
Uh, he won people over when he said "Golden Sun." Like the crowd didn't react, but internet, Twitter wise, social media
Ah,
wise,
yes, another one of
they
those. Golden Sun, another one of those Nintendo games everybody says they love and never played.
he got a lot of love for that. And I just like, of course, the black representation. Seeing that in that game in this game. It looks pretty cool. And it kind of have that California raisin claymation kind of feel to it. Look, in a sense. I am definitely interested in seeing and playing this game. Seeing more of it and playing this game. It looks really fun, and I can't wait to see what story that it tells. I do have a feeling that it's going to get delayed, but I can't really like guarantee that it is kind of a delay game. But I feel like there's going to be a delay for this game.
Hmm.
But I am interested in seeing it.
Yeah. It looks cool. I will definitely check it out. I wish they would have pushed the release date a little bit though, because Prince of Persia seems like it's filling that gap. Um, and I would really want this game to stand out a little bit, but
Well, Prince of Persia's in January.
I know, but you know, if people play it in January, they're gonna be like, I got my fill of this action platformer for now.
Oh,
And then, by the time April, maybe people just love this type of game and they'll get it anyway. But it looks super cool. I like how EA is supporting these types of projects. Even if EA is a little, out there
I
sometimes.
respect I respect EA supporting this. I don't like that they don't market more of these games. It just really feels like they come out of nowhere or it gets a release and then it's just like nothing is marketed else about the game. That may be just me on how I not saying how I feel about EA, but it's more of me seeing that I'm like I wish they would push this more. and let us know. Like, really make this a big deal for the EA original lineups. Like, even if you want to do a 10-minute direct or a breakdown, like, give us more of a heads up. Y'all got money to do this,
Mhm.
so it would be more understanding if they did something like that. Because what's going to end up happening is that if you know, if it really wants to get promoted, it needs to show up in a Nintendo Direct or any Direct. And if Nintendo does it, they're gonna give him time in the world to showcase this, so they can fill in some stuff.
Mhm.
And really like present it to where it's just like, if you guys really want this game, switch it. Nintendo products or Nintendo's console, whatever, is the place to be at. The reason why I say that, because even if it comes on Switch, it may also come on their next console later on in the future. And
Mhm.
Nintendo wants to make sure that y'all know that that's happening.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, Ed, let's get into some of the awards Nintendo won this week. Pretty good turnout. They won 3 awards. We'll start with The Legend of Zelda: Tears of the Kingdom winning Best Action Adventure Game. That's kind of where I thought they would fall. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
I did want it to win out of the games that were running for Game of the Year. I did want that to win, just because
Same.
I think people know how much I just don't like Alan Wake at all. Like I actively just don't like that game at all. Go back to about 2 months ago, about when I played Alan Wake Remastered to prep for Alan Wake 2. And then I just totally refused to do our Alan Wake book club because I hated it so much. So yeah, but Alan Wake didn't win. Baldur's Gate 3 won, which, I probably well deserved. I think Larian is a great studio. They've done great work, and it's nice to see
Mm-hmm.
them finally get recognized for their great work, right? I mean,
And I would say this with Baldur's Gate 3, I don't think it won because of its gameplay. It won because of the freedom of options that game provided you and everything.
yeah, well,
I
I mean, it was
I
a big step in that genre too, right? I mean, they've
mm-hmm.
been. I mean, if you haven't played their other games, what is it? Pillars of Eternity? Are there? No, that's not it. That's the Obsidian one.
Yeah.
What are the other game? What's the? Gosh, I always get these two series mixed up. They're both on Game Pass too, which uh, I need to look it
That
up.
Torchlight.
No, no. It's God. It's not Pillars of Eternity. It's the other one. Uh, hold on, everybody.
Because the one of
Um,
the guys, I think both of the guys came to Switch.
uh, whoops. Hold on. Lair En.
Larion.
Ion.
Mm-hmm.
Are you sure it's not O or An?
No, I thought it was Larion.
Hold on. We'll just do this.
Or maybe
Divinity: Original Sin.
Sid. Yeah.
Pillars of Eternity is Obsidian's game. Divinity: Original Sin. If you haven't seen
Which
those
a
or played
lot of people
those,
love that game. I
you should check those out. I'm pretty sure they're both on Game Pass still. Um,
and they're normally in
oh,
there
they're
on
not on Game
Switch.
Pass.
Uh,
Divinity: Original Sin. The first one is $15 on Xbox right now for the Game Awards sale. That sale
they're
ends in
pr-
6 days, so Wednesday, I guess.
yeah, and there probably is a sale on, I think, probably on Switch also. Yeah,
Yeah,
because I think I got the physical for one. I think Switch has two also. I need to see. They may have both of them
yeah.
on there.
Deadfire is on Switch also. But anyways, you should check out those games. They are, uh, I think they are underrated, and I think Larian did a great job with, making themselves recognized with that, and that's why they got, you know, Baldur's Gate 3.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so well deserved. I'm actually shocked at how well that game did in sales wise. I'm shocked, but also you got a great game is a great game, and you can't deny how great Baldur's Gate seems to be. I didn't play it, but everybody I've talked to that's played it like really loves it. So
I I I am planning on getting on Series X, the action, because it's like an action, like third person action game
it's not
RPG.
third person. It's It's CRPG. It's isometric.
Oh, I thought it was third person.
Mm-mm.
But it's not. It's not. Oh,
It's. I don't think it's an action RPG either. I think it's like turn-based action.
I
I
thought
don't
they.
know. Maybe it's
I
action. It might just be action.
because I
Don't
think I
quote me
know
on that because I don't know really.
because I know PlayStation and Xbox got a different version in the gameplay aspect of it, the fighting stuff, but everything else is about the same. But the fighting is different and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think it's grid based on PC.
No, I think it's free roaming.
Free roaming.
You can tell how
Yeah.
much we know about this game by us trying to guess what it is without actually just looking up a 5-minute gameplay video of it on YouTube.
It's Baldur's Gate 3, everybody. We didn't play the one first and second one, so we're just taking a guess of
Well,
how it
that's
is.
different than the first two. The first two Baldur's Gate games though are on Switch. So if you want to, you know,
Hop on that.
let's see. I'm
But
gonna look up this. I'm gonna look up this thing right now because it's bothering me now. I don't want to give people wrong information. Uh, but Zelda
you're
won Best
right.
Action RPG or Best Action Adventure Game, which I think is well deserved. Um, Obviously, Breath of the
Yes.
Wild was game changing, and it won Game of the Year in 2017. So for it to win this award, I think it's it's good, right? I mean, I knew it was going to win something. I had my doubts it was going to win Game of the Year just because it was more of the same, and having more of the same makes it less impressive to people who want evolution in their video games, right? And I know the building was very split in terms of people who liked it and who didn't. I was one of the people who absolutely hated the building part of the game,
Uh huh.
but yeah, it's well deserved. Tears of the Kingdom is an amazing game, by the way. Don't get me wrong. I think it's a 10 out of 10. There's just certain aspects, though done well, I did not
Mm-hmm.
enjoy.
Okay.
Yes,
Oh,
this looks like a free roaming. If you're playing it, if you play Baldur's Gate on PC, it looks like it moves around like Diablo. Oh, you can move the camera in to over the shoulder or overhead. Interesting. There's a lot of camera movement in this game. Okay, well, Ed and I are both right. So, all right. Secondly, Pikmin 4, we talked about this earlier, won best sim or strategy game. Well deserved. I think
yes.
oh, I guess we should probably say what Zelda was up against in that category. So best action adventure game, Zelda went up against Alan Wake 2, Spider-Man 2, Resident Evil 4, and Star Wars Jedi Survivor. Jedi Survivor, I think, would have been real close for me in this because I thought that game was masterful. No pun intended, I guess. Star Wars. Pikmin 4. Pikmin 4 went up against Advance Wars 1 and 2 Reboot Camp, Fire Emblem Engage. Those were the other two Nintendo games up for this category. So, how do you feel about this, Ed?
Oh, I'm so happy. So happy that Pikmin 4 won. It was a game that I voted for. I screamed out a big yes. I was just like super happy. Well, not a big yes, but I'll say yes. When I seen it win.
Big for normal people.
I hate the fact that it got brushed off when after it won its categories, and I was just like, "Oh, come on now! You could have Bowser or Numa or someone from Nintendo come up there and say something, and everything." And it just felt like, why?
Yeah,
Like I understand the whole Nintendo team couldn't be there, but I think Bowser should have been up there to say something about the game.
yeah, yeah. It was one of those side categories, right? That just like they're like, oh, Jeff Keighley stands there and rambles off like 5 categories, and that's the thing that makes the game awards kind of a joke. Is like you have these. Why even have these categories if you're just going to stand there for a minute and ramble off 5 of them and then move on, right? Like
All right.
the game awards are a joke, man. For the awards, for the announcements, it's awesome. For the awards, it's a joke. Um, But congratulations to Pikmin. I think it's man, I'm so glad that series finally got some sort of recognition that it has deserved since the GameCube.
Yes.
So, and then finally, Super Mario Brothers Wonder scored Best Family Game at the awards, which is no surprise that a Nintendo game won. Although there were only 2 Nintendo games in the category this year, which surprised me. It was Super Mario Wonder and then Pikmin 4.
No,
Uh,
Disney Island. Disney Island. That's
yeah, but that's not a Nintendo published game.
yes, it is. Nintendo
Right.
published that.
Um, the official product page says Disney Interactive. So
I thought Nintendo published it because it's only on Nintendo. It's
I
only a
know.
Nintendo exclusive, but I thought Nintendo published that.
Well, let's look again. Developer Delilah Studios. Published by Disney, electronic content for Nintendo Switch. So it was published by Disney.
Hmm.
But it is only on Switch for now. I bet it comes to other platforms next year. I mean, I wonder if Nintendo had some sort of paid for some sort of exclusivity, or they worked with
Mm-hmm.
Nintendo to have them partially funded or something. But it was published by Disney.
Okay,
Uh,
because yeah, where did it feel like that Nintendo also published it? I wonder because I don't know if they put. Yeah, I'm sorry, everybody. I know I'm
uh,
wrong.
for everybody's information, Delilah Studios also developed that Battletoads game for Xbox a few years ago. If you remember that amazing Battletoads game they made. Uh,
That game is still. I bought that game on Series X and I haven't even loaded up to press start.
oh man, dude, we should play that game co-op. That'd be super fun. I've
Yes,
been wanting to play it, but I don't want to play by myself.
I played with you.
I played like the first level by myself, and I was like, "This is fun," but I don't want to play by myself.
Oh,
Uh, so the other games that was up against were Pikmin 4, Sonic Superstars, also on Switch, Party Animals, which I think is only on Xbox right now, and
yeah.
then Disney Illusion Island. So, Doug Bowser had a quote for this game. He said, "This is shared with all the teams at Nintendo that worked hard on Super Mario Brothers Wonder. In my experience, the team really tried to develop a game that really the team really tried to develop a game that uh allowed it's this quote has the same section of the quote in it 3 times in a row. Allowed to work together, to play together, whether it was from friends or if it was from family. And for me, nothing brings a family together more than trying to rescue a kingdom in distress from the from the evil likes of a Bowser." Because he's a Bowser. Whether you're playing as Elephant, Mario, Peach, Yoshi, or Nabbit, this game goes to everyone that created such a wonderful experience. So there you have it. The 3 Nintendo winners. I think it was nominated. A lot of these games were nominated for other categories. I know Mario
Hmm.
Wonder and Zelda were both nominated for Game of the Year. So you have
Yes,
that also. Um, I really like Mario Wonder, but it hasn't
stuck with you.
it just feels like it feels like new Super Mario Brothers with a different art style. I'm like, you guys all hated New Super Mario Brothers, but you like this game. It's the same game. There's just new levels and new suits and like the badges.
It
Like, I get that the badges are a game changer, right? I really like the floating hat badge a
uh,
lot, but like
it it
to me,
it
it's just
cha-
like, oh
it changes your expectation of a Mario game. Stuff
no,
you
it
wouldn't.
doesn't.
I'm saying in general, it changes your expectation of a Mario game because you didn't expect with the one to see what you were going to get in that level, and it's more still once again
It just reminds me of
more creative
it.
levels.
It just reminds me of like secret exits from Super Mario World and then Star Road and Chocolate Land, right? Like that's what it reminds me of.
But
It's the
but
same thing with like
I mean,
one or
those
two
are like
sparkling shiny things over here. It says, "Look how cool this is," and like
But
I get it.
those are supposed to be challenging. I'm scratching my head. I'm about to yell and throw this controller kind
I
of
mean,
challenge.
I'm
It
only 2 worlds in, right? But like
mhm.
so far it just hasn't like
Grabbed you.
don't get no, it's I love it. I think the game is an amazing game. But the way people are talking about it makes it feel like Mario should be coming over to my house and wiping my butt after I poop and feeding me gourmet meals. And I'm like, this is just new Super Mario Brothers with a new coat of paint. It's like
It's a like I said, it changed your expectation. I don't know. I'll just leave it at there. That's all I'm saying. It just changed your expectation.
no, it's like when people like you're talking about movies with people and
Mm.
somebody like tells you it's the greatest movie that they've ever seen and you have to watch it and like they try to set your expectations so your expectations are already too high because somebody told you all these things. And when you go to play it or watch it, it's like, meh, it's fine. Like, don't get me wrong. I think Mario Wonder is an amazing game. I love 2D Mario games. I think the level design is incredible. I think the Wonder Seed stuff is cool. It's a cool gimmick, but that's all it is a gimmick. I think the coolest thing about this game actually is the badges. I think the
I,
badges are the coolest part of the game.
see, I don't think it's a gimmick.
I
Like
do.
what? But that's me. I mean,
Yeah, I mean, we
we'll
could have
agree
a
to
different
disagree.
discussion about that later. But it's
In other words, picking up and throwing the exclamation pass. Crash.
to me, to me, to me, this is new Super Mario Brothers 5. So, you all can yell at me later. I don't care. I didn't say it was a bad game. I think it's an incredible experience. It's a 2D Mario game. So, all right, Ed, we have some Game Awards questions. We're just going to read them here. We have 3 questions for now. I don't see any more coming through yet. So,
Okay.
if we get some through Twitter, through Discord, we'll read them at the end. If not, well, we'll wrap it up with whatever final thoughts, I guess.
Yeah.
So our first question of the night comes from Yari from Discord. You can join the Boss Rush Network Discord, community Discord, and ask questions. Look for the podcast questions thread and leave us some questions for any show, all of our shows, but especially this one.
Yes.
Yari asks, while trailers are exciting for gamers, do you think there's a future of the game awards that is less ad heavy? What could that look like? All
So
right.
before you answer, Corey,
Well, my answer's
um,
quick. All
uh,
right, you go first because you
okay.
probably have a more interesting thought than I do.
So if it was less ad heavy, we would have the early editions of the Game Awards when we got like 50 Cent and all of these celebrities and music performances.
Oh, you mean who's every single celebrity's favorite game was Super Mario Brothers or the Pac-Man?
Yes, like we would have all of that stuff. Um, I don't think it. I mean, yes, it is heavy, and but ads and trailers are two different things. If you said if this was like more trailer heavy, would it be such as the Game Awards? Well, of course not. You know, people were trending Winter E3 when after the showcase was happening. Um, even though there are a lot of trailers and stuff, the thing with the Game Awards is that it's still doing the thing that we do not like about trailers. It's showing more cutscenes and beautiful CG than we are seeing the gameplay. Yes, we get a title reveal and we get a system, and that's coming soon or a year, and that's it. But everything is so CG heavy. If we had less of that and more of the games that are coming, actual gameplay stuff, I believe that it would be a balanced game show. Now we understand, you know, premieres, not world premieres, because even though they said they weren't going to showcase everything as a world premiere, Jeff Keighley kept saying it. The other, the
Dude,
other
I heard it
co-host
like 3
kept.
times.
I could have been underneath a bar stool drunk every time he said world premiere. It was ridiculous. So I think the thing about it is there needs to be of course, a balance, and I'm gonna talk about this in my final thoughts. But I don't think it's so much ad heavy. Normally when we did have it ad heavy, it was Mountain Dew or Red Bull or some kind of like Doritos, and stuff like that. We kind of had snacks and thing being sponsors showing more of this, and it feels like now they kind of got away from that. And so I think if we were gonna do more, uh if we had less trailers in it, it only has certain one, then less trailers needs to be less CGI and more gameplay. I will say this, and then I'm gonna hand it over to you, Corey, because you already know what I'm about to say, and we talked about it. Without having Nintendo reveal any games in this, it makes all of these trailers and announcements feel dull. Yes, we went all
I
out with
wouldn't go that
Sega,
far.
but I'm saying we went all out when we went out for Sega. But you go back to when Smash got announced. I mean, not Smash. When Joker got announced. When Ultimate Alliance 3 got announced. Like when Nintendo presented something for the Game Awards, even if you go to different content creators on YouTube, look at the reactions, and then go back the last 2 years on how people react about it. We're just seeing the trailers. Like I think the trailers last year or 2021, the trailers, even though they were big games and less Nintendo stuff, people were not interested. People just felt like, oh, this is the same idea of games. We seen this and we played this before. Where's the new stuff? And there was like, it felt like no new ideas. And so people didn't care about the Game Awards of who won or not. The trailers were so dull and so uninspiring and interesting and joyless. People did not care.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's because everybody's just like, where's the Nintendo stuff? You know?
Yeah. I mean, here's the thing. Nintendo was there anything announced last year at the Game Awards from
No,
Nintendo? Yeah.
no.
So I think Nintendo is really leaning more and more into owning their own message and delivering it on their
Mhm.
time. I also think that they are preparing to reveal their new console for spring 2025. And so, between the next Nintendo Direct, whenever that is, I guess February would be it. um and their new console kind of coming out, I think they have kind of done all they need to do and said all they need to say about the Nintendo Switch up to this point. And they don't need to announce anything. They drop a trailer on a random Tuesday and people go nuts. They don't need the Game Awards to do that. They can do it on their own. They don't need to pay that marketing money. They can do it on their YouTube channel for free, you know? And for me, Nintendo has always been, for better or for worse, efficient about their money and their budgets. And that's why they can produce so many games for their consoles, because they're cheaper to make. And they don't go through all this mocap and hiring these big actors and taking 5, 6, 7 years to develop games, unless it's a 3D Mario or a new Zelda game, right? Like, I totally think that Nintendo not being there was just fine. And all the marketing they needed was to win those 3 awards,
Yes.
for me, in my opinion. As for the question, um, what do I think of the future of the Game Awards being less ad heavy? There are 2 award shows you can watch that don't have ads or announcements. They are the Golden Joysticks and uh,
That's awards.
the Dice Awards. And then there's also the BAFTAs, which has a
Yeah,
whole
Baptist.
section of the for video game industry. You can go look for those and probably watch those somewhere. The
And
Game Awards,
which
the Game Awards is built by Jeff Keighley, who is a producer and a stage presence and a promoter. That's his job. That's what it's always been, whether it's been for the Spike VGAs for, he used to have his own section for E3. He used to do E3 for a long time. He does
Mm-hmm.
Summer Game Fest. Like, this is his job. And if, I was having this conversation with LeBron the other day, and I don't mean to sound mean or belittling or anything, but if you want a Game Awards without ads or trailers or advertisements or, somebody drinking a Coke product placement or whatever, right? Like the Muppets,
Mm-hmm.
your Game Awards is going to be live streamed on a 720p webcam in a 3-star Hilton conference room, right? On a 3-year-old laptop, and if you want a Game Awards show that's like this, it's not like Hollywood where all the studios pitch in to put on the Oscars every year because they have movies in the running, right? I mean, the
Right.
Oscars doesn't really. I mean, they have like general TV advertisement, but they don't have like new announcements or trailers for movies or anything. Although they probably should if they want people to watch it. Uh, but like that's the reality of the Game Awards. It's a big party and it's a big ad campaign that just
And
happens to have
it's
awards at it, right? I mean, for
and it
me,
takes money. It takes money to
yeah,
do
it
all of
takes it
this.
takes money to produce a huge show like that. Plus, you got to pay all the employees that put it on. The production crew, the people in charge of lighting, the people in charge of audio, the people in charge of video. I mean, this is stuff that I do for my job every day, right? On a small scale, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if you want to find me on LinkedIn, you can see what we do. Uh, and it's on a small scale. And this is on a budget, probably 100 times the size that we work with for me that when I work where I work. So, um, you know, that's the reality of it. This is a business. It requires advertisements. It requires trailers. It requires product placement.
Mm-hmm.
And I know like the thing the game industry is into is, be into the awards and not the advertisements. But I think to get the normal person to watch this, if you can get them to watch this, you need to have the big games in there. Like the Blade announcement was a huge announcement, and Marvel is, depending on how you feel about the MCU right now or not, Marvel is the biggest thing on the planet right now. The MCU has been the biggest thing on the planet for the last 15 years. A Blade announcement is a huge announcement for Xbox, right? And then you get a couple of these other announcements in there, and these are games that people are going to be excited for, and that's how you get to see it. It's like when people tune into the Super Bowl to see what there's usually like a huge game coming out around the Super Bowl. You get that ad placement in the Super Bowl and people are like, oh, I'm going to go buy a PlayStation for this game, right? It's like when uh what was the big game a couple years ago that Xbox had the advertisement in it, and in February you saw Xbox's sales spike over PlayStation's because of this one massive game, right? Because they had the advertisement for it, and they didn't have exclusivity for it, but that happens. Or when I forget what it was. I really need to look that up. Maybe it was something like Assassin's Creed or something. I don't remember. No, it's too early. Anyways, my point is like this is the industry we're in. I mean, every industry is a business. I know you want to think Nintendo cares about, you as the gamer but to some extent it does, but everything they do is for their bottom line, right? And it's the same
Right.
thing we talk about for Xbox. We're like, yeah, Phil Spencer seems like a really cool guy, and Sarah Bond seems like a really sweet woman who is, now in charge of Xbox and is, their message is everything we do is for the gamers. But let's be honest, everything PlayStation, Nintendo, Xbox, all the developers that develop games for these systems are doing it for their bottom line. And that's the same thing with the Game Awards. Jeff Keighley's doing all these things for his bottom line to make sure that he makes money, the people that work for him make money, so he can go and produce the Summer Games Fest next year, and Gamescom after that. Like that's just the industry we are in. And
And
I
and it's
I don't it bothers me too, real quick before you go. It bothers me a little bit that like and this is just a generalized thing. This isn't aimed at anybody or this question or anything.
Mhm.
It just bothers me that like the gaming industry people, like like either the influencers or the podcasters or the content creators or the communities that surround these certain things don't understand that this is a business, and like when all the layoffs happened this year, like some of them were clearly ridiculous, but like it's a business, and if you're not making money, and again, this is just a generalized thing. This isn't about like, yeah, did Epic really need to lay off 950 people? I don't know. I mean, that company's massive, but like, seems like a lot of people. Or Bungie laying off 100 people, right? But like, it's a business. And if your bottom line doesn't match up with what your shareholders are expecting, people are going to lose their jobs, or if you don't sell the amount of games you need to, you're going to have to scale back. Or if you want to make money, or if you want to sell your games, you're going to have to pay for an advertisement at one of these shows.
And I think people will, like I said earlier, people will enjoy these ads and things, or trailers, I should say, because it's mostly the trailers than it is the ads. We don't really have a problem with the ads itself. It's the problem with the trailers. People feel like they're not getting enough information for why these trailers are in the show, and because of the show feeling unbalanced at certain parts in the thing, I think this is why this question was presented and stuff.
Mm-hmm. And
And
and I get it,
and
and like I said,
and this
I didn't mean to like
oh
I
yeah.
don't mean to sound like a mean person or like belittle the question or anything. This is just the reality of any business.
But this is the feedback that Jeff Keighley needs to hear from people, because he wants to improve the show. We get it. We want the show to be the show to be better and better every year, and we want to see those changes that he makes
Hmm.
and stuff. And because when you continue to see stuff unbalanced in everything, it really makes the show it really makes people who are watching the show feel like they're not getting anything out of it. Yes, you do need trailers and you do need ads to make this show to, and like you said, it's a business thing. We all understand that. But like I mentioned earlier, with Nintendo not participating, and I'm just using that as an example, these trailers doesn't feel like it is really engaging people to really want to watch the show or
Oh, that's the
anything.
only reason why I watched
Anything.
any of it was these announcements. That's what I'm
You
saying
know,
though, right? Is like I don't care about the game awards. Like I don't care about the awards part of the game awards. I just don't. Like and it's not because I don't care about awards in general, which, generally I honestly I don't really care about that either, but like this is a way to get people who don't care about the awards to tune in, and that way like advertisers will pay more money. You get your money from live streaming it and having those ads run in front of it on YouTube
hmm
and Twitch and places like that, and you get more revenue from the companies that are already paying you. And because in these announcements, like the more viewers you get, the more money you get. That's the game plan. And if you have announcements and big trailers and big products being advertised here, you're going to get more viewers and you're going to get more money. So more people will pay you more money to come back next year.
yes.
So,
So
I mean, we could talk about this all day, but that's my stance. And I mean, you have your stance, and
yeah,
maybe this will be an expansion pass topic actually early next year when we go do our game of the year stuff the first week of the year. Um,
yeah.
and maybe we'll do an expansion pass on that topic because I think this is a topic that deserves to be talked about.
I think I
And
think it needs to be talked about, and I think it needs to be researched. I think that's the thing about it. It needs to be researched so people could be educated about this, because
mhm,
mass people who watch this are going to form an opinion without being educated, without knowing why stuff like this happen. But I
mhm.
think I feel like once you feel educated or you did your research, you, the opinion, your personal opinion starts to change because you learned something instead of just speaking out, I
Mhm.
should say.
Yeah. So we will revisit this topic. I think it's interesting. I think, like you said, I think the educational standpoint for people who don't understand or want to think about the business side of video games, right?
Hmm.
And again, Yari, this isn't about you in particular, right? I'm saying in a generalized fashion, people that don't want to think about the business side because video games are fun and they're meant to, it's like, movies are fun. You don't want to think about the budgets or, the actors strike or what they're paying or not paying the people, right? Like, I don't know. Well, we will rediscuss this. Yari, thanks for writing in. Thanks for giving us an expansion pass topic because I do think this is an
Yes.
interesting, and maybe we'll have guests on that expansion pass so we can have a more, somebody that's like actually doing stuff in the industry. Like, I don't know, maybe Grayson would be a good guest to have on that, or
Yeah, I would. Yeah, I would love to have some. Have some. Ooh,
mhm.
shoot! I would love to have one of the guys from Way Forward.
Yeah, I mean, we could do that too. I mean, as long as they're willing and able to, there's a lot of legal stuff there probably for them too, right?
Hmm.
Being actual developers and having games actually up for awards in this
Well,
game awards. But
I think what would be cool is just like if they would come on to explain
hmm
uh how do you guys get a trailer into a showcase,
hmm
and it doesn't matter what showcase it is, but
yeah,
how do you guys go about it? And we know the benefits that come out of it, but like what is the work that it takes to get into there? So I think that would educate people to be like, okay, this is the stuff that went in, so now I know why stuff like this or a lot of this is at the Game Awards or Nintendo Direct or State of Play or Xbox Inside, whatever. I think even E3 stuff, I think people would get a better understanding why, because of the work that it was able to even showcase at all.
hmm yeah. All right, Ed. Let's answer another Game Awards question.
Yes,
This one's from the one true James. He asks, "Do you think the Game Awards are good or bad for gaming as a whole?"
I think it is a good thing. I won't say it's a bad thing. No, I don't think it's a bad thing. I think it's a good thing because a lot of people do. I mean, sorry about that. Outside of the business aspect of it, I think a lot of people, with sales and discounts, they would be, you know, intrigued to maybe actually purchase a game or play on Game Pass or Steam or wherever they can get their hands on it. I think it really helps, promote sales of a game, for people to like go out and try it and, actually give them more sales of that game and stuff if they didn't know. Um, so I think it is a good thing for the gaming community to recognize uh, a vast majority of games. Now, popular it is a popularity contest like any other award show. Um, but I think we need something like this so that we as gamers can have a voice in a sense,
hmm
and actually seeing the musical performances and seeing trailers and stuff like that to make it feel like that people who are in the industry making these games are actually rewarded with something. You will always have your personal rewards, awards, not rewards, awards for games, but I think this show highlights some greatness to the game industry and games that come out. um so
Yeah.
I think it's a good thing.
Yeah. I mean, I think overall, yes, the Game Awards are a good thing for games because I think it kind of gives, I don't want to say credibility, but I do think it gives us some, like the gaming community to rally around, the way that
Hmm.
E3 used to, at least. Uh, and also kind of gives these awards, maybe not the Game Awards, but something like the BAFTAs or the Golden or the, um, gosh, what's the one I always forget? The other one. Not the golden joysticks, the other one. Um,
BAFTA,
Not BAFTA, the other one, the third one.
Dice.
The Dice Awards. Yes, the Dice Awards give us, as gamers, some credibility and something to point to and say, hey, we are an entertainment industry too that deserves to be recognized, like movies and you know TV shows and other things, right? Um, so I'm not going to say they're bad either. What I will say is that the video game is incredibly incestuous, and I'm not saying like I'm not saying Jeff Keighley and his and his mom or his sister are having some sort of relationship, right? I'm saying like everybody in that circle of video games knows everybody or has connections with everybody, and so they're all going to have the same opinion and they're all going to be on the same, you know, whatever. So if you watch any of those types of influencers or content creators, right? Like, and I'm not saying I don't watch some of them because I do watch some of them and it's fine, but I also try to look outside of, their opinions because a lot of
Mm-hmm.
those podcasts, if you've listened to them, they all sound almost identical, you know? And so different opinions matter, I think, and I think they need to do a better job of getting more opinions in there or more opinionated people in there and not shut people out that don't have the same opinions as them. Um, so I will say that from a award standpoint, it is kind of like, well, if you listen to any of these people that have the ability to vote, except for a select few, then you know which games are going to win at least the major categories. Um,
Yes. And
so
and yeah, and because Corey, you know me, I always talk. The one bad thing I used to talk about the Awards is that it always felt unfair that all the games that came in the fall or close to the winter, like from September to November before it ended, those were the games that was going to get nominated, and everything else in the previous. I mean, in the year earlier in the year just got forgotten about. It always felt super unfair at times.
mhm.
Um so I'm like, if I had to say any of the bad thing, it's kind of like that. But it really felt like throughout this year, um having most of the games that did come out that got nominated were games that were from earlier winter, spring, summer, and a little bit of the fall and
Mhm.
stuff. Like it really felt like throughout the year there are a lot of games that did get nominated in there and everything.
Yeah. Um, yeah, so I mean, that's my opinion. Although I do think the Game Awards overall are great for the recognition and uh, they're great for the industry, and I don't want them to go away. I do want them to change a little bit. And obviously, not in this, not in the way that I said in the previous question, right? Because I do have opinions there, but um, I just I want to see people in there that deserve to be there and not just shut out because their opinion is different, you know. Because I listen
Mm-hmm.
to a lot of podcasts about games that are people don't like the people that host them. And Ed, you and I have talked about that before in general, but I think their opinion is better than most of the other opinions and I relate to their opinions better. So I don't know. It's all about your opinion and who you like and who you don't like. But I do think that the Game Awards have clearly picked their favorite people to be there and vote and all that kind of stuff. And I wish they would allow more people outside of that circle to vote and participate, um, to just have more voices in there. Because I think if you allow more voices, you're going to get a lot more diversity, and you might actually be surprised at some of these some of these awards that are games that are winning awards. So that's my
Yeah.
opinion. I didn't mean to like go on a tirade there, I guess, but um, yeah. I mean, I think the Game Awards are great for games in general. I also think like it gets a lot more eyes on video games in general. How many people out there only play Madden and Call of Duty and Grand Theft Auto and FIFA? Like, they buy a console, they buy the same 2 or 3 games every year, the annual ones, and then maybe they'll reach out and get Halo or God of War, right? Every
Right.
once in a couple years, right? But they don't buy all the exclusives like we do. They don't buy the games that interest them like their interests are sports and Call of Duty and Obviously, the kids are into Fortnite and Minecraft now, and those games are both cheap and or free at this point.
Right.
So, sorry, these questions, man, they're getting me riled up. Our last question comes from Twitter, Stylin MMHP. I think I put that name in right. I was doing this on the fly before we started recording, so forgive me if that's not the right name. I think it is. I could go back and look, but I'm not going to. Do you think Zelda and Mario got robbed of Game of the Year?
Yes, I completely do think they got robbed. Uh, no, nothing against Bordergate. No, nothing against Baldur's Gate 3, even though that game was in early access and stuff. Like I said earlier, I think it's people getting the experience of what they could choose than like new ideas and gameplay. I was talking to Sebastian about Zelda, and I think a lot of people don't realize that there's a college that's taking Zelda, Tears of the Kingdom, and using it as an engineering study, like for people, for the students to make in a game, like to make stuff in it. Like, what other video game do you know that a college course, and people may also know more of this, and a college course took it a game for engineering or for studies or whatever and stuff. I mean, not the do mature games make people killers, not that kind of study, but like they're using it as part of their study course, like it's a textbook. That's impactful for a game to do that. And of course, people went to the extremes and did different adult things to it, but you can't not deny that Zelda really made people feel creative, really gave you a narrative if you was looking for it, like really tried to be a bigger game than expected and stuff. So I'm not knocking Baldur's Gate 3. I got nothing against Alan Wake 2 not running it, even though I feel like Alan Wake 2 didn't deserve a nomination for Game of the Year. And the only reason why I say that is that it has a beautiful presentation, and yes, everybody loved the stage performance of that song. But I'm like, that gameplay ruins that game. And if you don't think it does, then you need to go replay it and then play something that's similar to it and find the difference. Resident Evil 4, as great as it is a remake of an existing game with some changes. Liza P, not I'm not trying to knock it. It's gonna sound very cliche. It's just another Souls game. It's just a different setting, different enemies you fight, and you know the same strategy and stuff. Uh, Spider-Man 2, it's a great game. People enjoyed it, uh, which I which I can't believe no one really voted for it, and it didn't win any awards. But I think Insomniac is fine with that. Insomniac is still doing terrific work, and that game is still going to continue to sell PlayStation 5s. People are going to continue to play it. Mario Wonder, it had a chance to out of all the games that was nominated, beside Baldur's Gate had the highest, but Mario and King of Tears of the Kingdom were both in the 90s. So Spider-Man had 91 on Metacritic, but Mario had 93. Tears of the Kingdom, I think, had 95 or 96. So like, I think either those two games with Baldur's Gate 3, but just for Mario and Zelda, I felt like that was robbed. Even though Zelda presented more throughout the year that people can remember and stuff, and it's going into a college course. So I'm like, I think that really is impactful and really telling that it really did something. But like I said, everybody got to remember, for the Game Awards, we are only 10%. The journalists or people on the panel that they hand these games out to do the voting, they're the ones that meet the requirement for a game to win. We really don't have no say. We could put it in, but that might be for in case of something that's a tiebreaker. Our votes will help push it.
Yeah. I'm gonna say no. In my opinion, I'm gonna say they did not get robbed. I think I actually don't know. In my opinion, I would actually put Mario Wonder and Zelda in the same category as Spider-Man 2 and Resident Evil 4 remake, where it was literally just more of the same from the previous game. Where I mean, Resident Evil
Mm,
is literally just a remake, right? I mean, quality of life changes, sure, graphics were great, but it was just Resident Evil 4 again, you know. Uh, and Mario Wonder 2D Mario. I mean, I said this earlier, but I feel like it's more of the same. A great, amazing 2D Mario. It's just another 2D Mario, in my opinion. It doesn't move the needle, uh, in my opinion, that far from New Super Mario Brothers, which I know nobody played the Wii U version because nobody owned a Wii U, and everyone likes the dog New Super Mario Brothers now, even though they loved it when it came to DS and Wii. So whatever. And Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, an amazing game, right? Incredible game, 10 out of 10. Uh, but it's just adding to what came before it in Breath of the Wild, and that probably bumped it down for a lot of people, right? I mean, the building stuff was divisive. I thought the game was already huge, and then they added the new caves and the new caverns, uh, a bunch of new shrines. Which the shrines in this game, I think, are actually most of them are better than Breath of the Wild, in my opinion.
mm,
Um, Building super divisive, and then the depths was just like a lot more. Um, I wouldn't say the depths are bad, but I feel like they were just there to collect more materials to do other things with. And definitely, if you were into the building, the depths were where you were grinding. And that was probably also very divisive with people, especially if they were into the building or not. So um, I think that's why Zelda didn't win, in my opinion, is it was just too divisive of a mechanic. So that left Baldur's Gate 3 and Alan Wake 2 to go head to head, and I think Baldur's Gate did enough to elevate not only an entire genre but evolve the
mm.
genre. Right? Nobody really cares about CRPGs, right? I mean, in the grand scheme of things, right? Nobody thinks about CRPGs anymore.
Right.
And with their work on, um, their previous two projects, and now with Baldur's Gate 3, they really moved the genre forward and made people really think about this the way that XCOM did for strategy RPGs, I think. And
I,
just let me finish and then you can go.
sorry.
And then Alan Wake 2, I think I mean, I think it didn't win because not enough people played it, clearly. Uh, and also from people I hear, it is very divisive. A lot of people love it. I know Pat and Stephanie loved it. I know a lot of people that don't like it. And I think that game was probably very divisive also. Also, apparently, it doesn't run well on consoles, which were primarily a lot of the voters probably play on console. Um,
To me, red fine. I didn't have no problems with it.
Especially in like the high frame rate modes, I guess. Like,
That that may be it too.
I hear it runs the best on Xbox Series X. I hear the Series S
Yes.
version is not very good, and this PS5 has some lighting flares and lighting
Mm,
issues, depending on what modes you're playing it in, and what actually I've heard it depends on what you're playing it on. Certain TVs, I guess the lighting, just the way it transfers onto the screen, just sucks. Like it's blurry sometimes. So uh at the end of the day, I think this was Baldur's Gate's thing to lose, and they didn't lose. So
and I think, and I know we're gonna wrap it up, Corey, because I know we got some other sections before we wrap up the show. I think that's why people felt like Octopath Traveler 2 really got robbed in this game. But just like just like you said with Alan Wake, enough people didn't play Octopath Traveler 2. And people who did pick it up was just like, okay, now I understand why this game was snubbed. You know,
Hmm.
that's kind of how people felt with Xenoblade Chronicles 3 last year. It was just like, as big as Xenoblade is as a series, a lot of people feel like enough people didn't play three. But when people started playing three and started getting the story and experiencing the world and the characters and the voice acting and all of these certain moments, people got it and they'd be like, oh, this should have won this. And I think that's probably what's the thing about the Game Awards is that if you go in and play these games, you may have a different opinion about the way that you vote about a game and what actually wins.
Hmm.
So, but yeah, back to you, Corey.
Um, yeah. So, in my opinion, I don't know. It was a weird, like, as amazing as every game was this year. Like, it just felt like a lot more of the same from a lot of, I'm actually surprised Diablo 4 didn't make it into game of the year discussion, except for the fact that I know that first season, since it's a game as a service, that first season that released was apparently very bad. Even though the game was incredible. Like the main game was really good. So I don't know. I thought that would have made it in. I mean, the other game that got snubbed completely was Hogwarts Legacy, and that was definitely feels like a political thing, in my opinion. But
Yeah,
and
that would have
honestly,
been a really big controversy.
I'm going to spoil it right now unless I play something over break. Hogwarts Legacy is my game of the year. Full stop. That game is incredible. Even on the Switch, it's really good. I know we didn't talk about playing it with power, but Hogwarts Legacy on Switch, like, here's the thing. You guys have all heard us talk about Doom and Wolfenstein and Elder Scrolls,
Hmm.
like pretty much like the Bethesda titles and The Witcher and stuff. I would put it up there with the port, those ports. I think it's a great port. If you don't have any other way to play this game, I would actually say go ahead and buy the Switch version because it is very good. The loading into areas, the load times are not very good. And like instead of having a fully open world like the Xbox and PlayStation versions are, at least the Series X and PS5 versions are,
Hmm.
the world is like the map is the same map. It's all quote unquote open. But as you enter new sections of the map, like it will load you into those sections of the map. And if you go to Hogsmeade, like it'll load you into Hogsmeade, and all the stores in Hogsmeade, they load you into the store. Like there's a lot of load times, but the act of actually playing the game is actually very similar, and it looks pretty good for a Switch port, right? Like I would put it along the lines of like The Witcher as well. I would compare a lot of this game to The Witcher, right? In the terms of
Hmm.
how it runs and the way like loading works and everything. So if you liked The Witcher and you have been interested in Hogwarts Legacy, I would say go ahead and get the Switch version if you have no
And
other way to play it or you want to play it portably.
I think a lot of people are giving Hogwarts Legacy a chance.
Hmm.
Of playing that game. I think even with the controversy still surrounding that game with that certain person, I think people are going to be like, I want to be fair to this game and the developers and publisher. Like I'm looking at that aspect and not connected to that other person. And some people are enjoying it, and that's good. Like I said, I have it on Xbox Series X, and I'm gonna start it there because I really want to give that game a fair shot. You know,
Hmm.
so yeah.
Yeah, I would say. I mean, I played it on Series X and it runs incredible. I would say play it even if you don't have a Series X or a PlayStation 5. If you do have an Xbox One or PS4, I would play it there. The Switch is
Hmm.
probably the last place I would tell you to play it, for a lot of reasons. But if the Switch is the only thing you have and you want to play it portably, the Switch version is a good version. I will stick up for that version. There's a lot of ports I won't stand up for, like we didn't even talk about the Arkham Knight stuff. I mean, after we get done with the Game Awards, do we want to talk about that real quick?
let's talk about that next week because, oof,
Well,
good
I wanted to.
googly
I don't.
moogly.
I want to do like our year in review kind of thing for Nintendo next week, since
Yeah,
it'll be our last thing for the year.
we could add it. We could do that
All
next week.
right. So that's all I have to say about Game Awards stuff. I'm kind of mad that Hogwarts Legacy got snubbed, but I'm not surprised. Um. So, you have anything else to say, Ed, or do we want to move into the next section?
Let's go ahead and move into the next section.
All right. If you can't wait for us to talk about the Arkham trilogy, you should watch Digital Foundry's video.
I
I I also read a bunch of reviews. I heard Arkham Asylum runs pretty good. Arkham City doesn't run as good, but is still pretty good. Arkham Knight is a trash fire. I heard.
yeah,
Um,
yeah.
I mean, the first two games obviously are Xbox 360 games. Arkham Knight is an Xbox One game, and yeah, man, good thing the first game is the only game on the cart. That's all I have to say.
Yes.
All right, Ed, let's get into Pack Watch. So there aren't very many games coming out this week, just because obviously it's December, it's the end of the year. We're probably going to see less and less coming out over the next couple weeks until we hit the new year. Hammerwatch 2 is coming out on 12/12. Gather your heroes and journey beyond the dungeons of Castle Hammerwatch to explore a pixelated world like never before. Aid King Roland's resistance while helping villagers along the way, battle beasts, finish off hordes of undead, and face the forces of evil. Man, I ran out of water again. On 12/14, we have Palia. Palia, one of those. Palia is a vibrant new world made just for you. Craft, cook, fish, and farm with friends as you live the life of your dreams and discover an enchanted adventure filled with colorful characters and a mystery to unravel. And lastly, on 12/14, Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, the hidden treasure of Area Zero, the Indigo Disc, the second DLC pack for the current Pokemon games, is out on the 14th as well. So if you're a Pokemon fan, you got it.
Yes.
We do have 3 new games for Nintendo Switch Online expansion pack, Nintendo 64 games, 3 more titles. We have Harvest Moon 64, 1080 Snowboarding, which I'm really excited for, and then Jet Force
Yes.
Gemini, which we kind of reported last week that the people who already had access to this were having the widescreen issues. I don't know if that's been fixed
Yeah.
or not. If it has, by the time we record next week, we'll address it. But I don't know. Just play it in this square mode that everybody
Yeah.
else is playing it in. But that's it. That's all that's on Switch. I'm actually excited to check out 1080 and Jet Force Gemini just because I really liked 1080 back in the day, and I don't know if it
Hmm.
holds up. And I'm really I never played Jet Force Gemini on the Nintendo 64, so I really want to play it. It's also on Rare Replay already, though. Technically, if you have Rare Replay for Xbox, it's there,
Hmm.
I think. But Jet Force Gemini on Nintendo 64 with that wonky controller, give it to me.
I do want to play Jet Force Gemini because I do want to finish it. Um, I do want to try out Harvest Moon 64 because I never got to play it there. It's an 80 snowboard, regardless if it's how people think about it. I love that game on N64.
Dude, 1080 was awesome.
It was, and I know people love SSX and stuff, but I feel like
Yeah, but this was way before
1080s.
1080. This was way before
Yes,
SSX, right? I mean,
but yeah, that's what I was about to say. I feel like 1080 was the birth of games like that
mhm.
and stuff, and it's a fun game. Whether you win or lose in it, it's just it's one of those chill games to vibe out with, just to have some fun with it. Like that's what I feel about it.
Mhm.
So yeah, I'm
Yeah.
excited. Yeah, Jet for Gemini, I rented and play. I really want to complete that game and everything.
Yeah, I wonder, man, I really want to something else I want to do is like try to get into the classic games cuz I I've subscribed to NSO for a long time, and I have
Mhm.
hardly touched any of these games. Like I'll play them for
Oh,
like, aside from when we were doing stuff for the old channel, like,
yeah.
and like little bits here and there, like I have not really like played enough of NSO. And it sucks because I love the idea, especially because they like sell the controllers and I have them and everything. Like
Mhm.
I still need two N64 controllers because like you gotta have four. You gotta have four. I was waiting for them to release new colors, but it doesn't look like they're releasing new colors. So I
Mm-mm.
will have to. I'm actually shocked that like people haven't bought the NSO ones and swapped out the faceplates with like old N64 controllers. You can get an old Nintendo 64 controller for like $15 and like
Mm.
swap out the faceplates and be like, here's the NSO version, but I clean up the blue faceplate and you can now have it in blue, you know.
I do want to play. I think I'm gonna go back to Ocarina of Time because I haven't played that in so long. And that's the thing about the
Well,
N64.
it's on our February book club list, so it might win. Although it's losing right now to 3 games actually. So
Oh
if you want to
no!
vote for our February book club game, you can vote until December 31st. You can vote for Uncharted, Drake's Fortune, The Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time, Grand Theft Auto 5, Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice, Senua's Sacrifice, and Gears of War 1.
So, uh,
That's at the $5
Corey,
tier.
Corey, I, I would love. I need to play Hellblade. I was thinking of just like, man, I want to. I
Dude, it's
kind of
only
just
6
want.
hours long. You could probably beat it in one day.
True, but I feel like I kind of want to play it with you. I know you beat it and I haven't yet. Because I want to play and beat it because I want to get ready for Hellblade 2. Um, but I feel like
Hellblade
that's
2
a
looks
game
so
that
good. I cannot wait.
it does look
Oh
good,
my god.
dude. It looks so good. But I do want to play it so. Because I don't think we just had like a breakdown, not a breakdown discussion, just a founders discussion about that game. Like we've done Death's Door, we've done Gears
Oh, Death Door would be another
4.
game. Good book club game.
Oh, just an all time favorite. We did some of the Gears one and we did some of the Halo ones. But I think I'm just like, man, I would just like to have a founders discussion about that particular game and why we enjoyed it, why we love it and stuff, and what it's done for gaming in general
Hmm.
and stuff.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what I'll do on my break. Is like play Hellblade, cause like I said, I own it on all 3 consoles.
I know I
I
do too.
got it. I bought it on PS4 because I love Ninja Theory. When it came to Xbox, I had to buy it because not only do I still was supporting Ninja Theory, I like the fact that it was helping, the research of, it was like for a cause. And then of course it's on Switch. I need it on Switch. Like Ninja Theory and Microsoft putting the game on Nintendo, give it to me. Like I'll take what I can with Ninja Theory being on Nintendo. So yeah.
Yeah, I mean it's wear headphones. Wear
Oh
wired
yes.
headphones. Everybody who wants to
Yes.
play Hellblade. It is on Switch. It's only $20, I think. It's it's well worth the play. I bet if you play in a dark room, I bet if you play in the dark with headphones on in handheld mode and just immerse yourself in that handheld experience, I bet it's
Ooh.
pretty, we'll say, atmospheric, because it's not really scary. Hopefully it's not
Yeah.
really
It's just
scary,
the
but it has
it's
that.
just the chatting.
Yeah, it's that, and then it just has that dark tone to it, to where it like doesn't make you scared, it just makes you uncomfortable. you know
It's and dude, to see that mug pop on the OLED Switch.
hmm
Ooh, I was playing
that's a
Mario Brothers. I was playing Mario RPG on the OLED when I was getting my car fixed, and I was just like the cleanly, this
yeah,
crispness, this color, this pop. Yeah,
yeah,
if you're gonna do no Switch, play in handheld on OLED. Like,
yeah. That seems like a game I should probably test out on my new TV too. at some point. I bet it's really good.
Yeah, I want to play it on my Series X and see if there's like if it's updated and it looks different than the regular Xbox One version. But
Yeah.
we'll continue that conversation later. But Corey, any final thoughts before we wrap up the show?
I just I mean, I think Nintendo has had another strong year. I mean, and we're going to talk about this a lot next year or next week,
Mm,
so I don't want to like, you know, spill all the beans here. But I think Nintendo had another quietly amazing year in video games. Like
mm-hmm.
I don't know if it's because the Switch is older and people just aren't paying attention to it as much as they used to, or Nintendo just has an amazing year every year and people are just like, "Oh, another amazing year for Nintendo. Let's move on to these other things," right? But like a new mainline Fire Emblem, which not as good as Three Houses, and in my opinion, I actually fell off of it pretty hard. But I know a lot of people liked it and it has a really high Metacritic score. You know, Fire Emblem, we got that Bayonetta prequel that scored pretty high on Metacritic, right? I mean, I think people seem to like it. We got Zelda, you know, Tears of the Kingdom, which was amazing. We got Pikmin 4, which is amazing. You know, Mario Wonder, which is amazing. Um, and so I think Mario RPG. What else? What else did we get from Nintendo this year? I mean, that Kirby remake in
Uh,
February, in April, I think.
we got
Oh,
Pokemon, Detective Pikachu, again, Pikmin 1 and 2, Metro Prime Remastered, uh,
right.
Advance Wars 1 and 2, uh, the Kirby game, Golden Eye on the N64, online. Um, there was one more, Super Mario RPG,
Mhm.
Super Mario Brothers Wonder, uh, and I think that's and the Pokemon DLC, both of them
Yeah, I
and
mean,
stuff.
yeah,
And one to Switch sequel.
yeah. I mean, they had an amazing year, man. I gotta tell you, Nintendo had another amazing year. Um, and 2024 is lining up to be a pretty decent year already too, right? I mean, and
Let's
that's, I mean, we have,
that's
and that's just what we have announced, and like the rumors are, you know, starting to swirl again about Zelda games and the other two Metroid Prime
mhm,
games and that 2D Metroid game. I mean, you know, it's been 3 years since Dread. You know, I mean, I wonder if
right.
they are waiting, you know, to hold everybody over. They're just going to have a
Mhm.
Metroid explosion next year,
So
right?
I think next year, um, outside of Paper Mario Thousand Year Door, because that's right now that's the number one most anticipated for Switch that a lot of people are hoping for, and for games that we already know.
Yeah.
But I'm like, man, like I think people want to see what is
Advance
Platinum
Wars,
Games doing. What? Well, yeah. What is Platinum Games doing? What is Team Ninja doing? Oh,
hopefully
Kobe
another
Tecmo, I should
Astral
say.
Chain game.
What is Bandai Namco like? What are these companies that work with Nintendo? What are they doing, and do they got something planned for us? Of course, everybody's looking forward to Retro to see Metro Prime 4, but I think a lot of people just like, if you guys gonna try to not have, I mean, to go a whole nother year before announcing a new console for 2024, we need games that is going to be like, y'all with there? Yeah, that's you need another once again another strong Nintendo Direct, for everyone to be like, oh, we didn't expect that
Yeah.
and everything. And I think Nintendo has some stuff in the works. They're just waiting to reveal it, waiting to say something.
Yeah. I think Nintendo, I think 2024 Nintendo's going to go out on a bang. Cuz
Mm-hmm.
I really think 2024 is the last year for the Switch. You know, a major year, I should say. You know, I know Nintendo said they're going to keep supporting the Switch afterwards, but they also said that about the Wii U, and look, Zelda was their last game. So, uh But I think enough people own the Switch to where I think we're going to see what happened with the 3DS, where we're going to see a lot of ports to the Switch that will also be, that will be or forwards compatible with the new console. I think the new console will be backwards compatible the way they're pushing online stuff, right? And the way they're pushing eShop sales. And I think the next console will not sell great if they don't at least have backwards compatibility with the Switch, in my opinion. Because I think a lot of people saw what happened with the Wii U and the 3DS, which, their online functionality is going down in March, I think, of next year. You already can't buy things. So, so if you bought anything, better download it now onto your console. I just plugged my Wii U in the other day to update it to make sure it was on the final update, and it was. But, I think a lot of people are still questioning because of the way the Wii U and the 3DS worked out. But Nintendo's generally been pretty good about backwards compatibility, right? Like the Wii was backwards compatible with the GameCube. All their handhelds have been backwards compatible at some point. The Wii U is backwards compatible with the Wii. So I would imagine the next console is backwards compatible, but again, you never know with Nintendo. So I think that's extended support. The Switch's extended support will be a lot of ports, like you saw with the 3DS, and will be forward compatible with the new console, in my opinion.
All right. My final thought is
sorry for that long conversation.
My final thought is I hope people revisit a lot of the games that they miss. It really, I think 2023 game wise, there was a lot of variety on everybody's platform to play, and hopefully, just outside of Nintendo itself, that people did get to experience a lot of games. If not, hopefully you get to experience them through Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, birthdays, or Christmas itself, or whatever, where you like to play. Yes, we had some ups and downs this year, but I really hope that people did enjoy the games that came out, or looking forward to the games that they missed that they're able to get now. With that, everybody, have a great week, have a great weekend, and we'll see you next time on Nintendo Pow Block. Bye, everybody. Woohoo!
Goodbye. If you want to be a Patreon producer, head on over to patreon.com/bossrushmedia, and find out which tier is right for you. Our Patreon producers at the $5 tier or higher for this month are Adriel Munger, Celeste Roberts, Christian S., Sana Dirrig, Francisco Santillan, and Rebecca Jewell. Thank you for your continued support.